Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Performing Coaches. This is Aneri Bellamy, your coach's counselor, and I am here with Kevin Long, the Kindle King. And he has graced us with his time on today. He is definitely a coach that's making impact. And I had conversations with him before this interview, and we have a great synergy. He has a great spirit. He's really passionate about doing what he does, and that's who we want to connect with here on High Performing Coaches. So thank you so much for being a part of this show today. I really, really appreciate your time, and I'm just excited to hear what you have to say on today.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to, come on and talk to you and to your listeners as well. I am passionate about it. This next month, it's 13 years I've been doing this, and it still blows me mind because I'm still major passionate. And as you know, over our last time when we speak, I do get a bit overexcited sometimes, but it's just that's how I am.
Right. I love it. I love it. And plus, who wants to hear a boring podcast, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they
Get
they
the
can feel
energy
the
up.
energy whether you're listening or looking at the video. So, um,
Absolutely.
our first question for you is, who are you purposed to serve?
That's a great question because I have sort of transitioned in the last few years, but it's mainly, I would say mainly, I help consultants, coaches, and business people, whether it's sort of offline businesses or online businesses. So that's primarily, and also a publisher and authors, but not
Okay.
so much now because I've found I'm all about helping and paying things forward and stuff like that. And it seems consultants, it resonates with me. I only do things with it, which are and align with me, and they do because when they're giving their skills or they're helping to, helping other people, that's what gives me the buzz. So that's primarily so consultants, coaches, business owners.
Okay. All right. Now, the interesting thing is going to be to find out where all of this passion comes from. So, what is it about your life story that feeds your passion?
It's the giving thing. I am very, very blessed to be here. I'm a two-time cancer survivor. I was a horrific childhood, abusive parents. I've lost a daughter. I've had marriage breakdowns, but I'm still here. And the last time that I had my cancer back in 2020, 2001, uh, that sort of changed how I thought about things. I thought I keep getting chances where I shouldn't be here. I should have been killed or whatever. I was a firefighter for 10 years. I nearly lost my life twice doing that. And I thought, hang on a minute, there's something. That time I become hugely spiritual, personal development and things like that. And I started meditating and things. And I thought, hang on, I'm asking for things. It's giving me answers, but I'm just like not listening to it. So that's when I thought I can start helping people. And obviously that's how I became a publisher because a very lovely friend of mine who's an author made me realize that I could do things with my publishing because I always say my other life pre 2008 I was a builder and a property investor, and with the crash I sort of lost everything. I had some money back off the VAT, which is a tax in the UK, well, and in the States, and I purchased a course which one of the sections of the course was how to write a book. It flopped big time and then somebody told me how to do it. A New York Times best-selling author told me how to do it. And sort of long story short, I didn't do much with the book. I only learned about Kindle because it was really early days, 2008. I just converted my book to a Kindle, learned how it worked, and it became number 6 in the bestsellers. And I was like, flipping heck, this is great. But then, like I say, the story I'll quickly run through it. There's a guy, my brother has a radio station in Wales where I live in the UK, and he said to me, one of my disc jockeys wants to publish a book. He said, if you can, pop down and see him. And I said, yeah, it's about an hour's drive. I said, well, I'll come down for the weekend and we'll go and see him. So I went to the radio station, Martin Ward's name was, and little Irish guy, and he said to me, it's, really nice to meet you. He said, here's my book template. So I said, okay, yeah. So I had a look at, read his book, and I do calligraphy. He gave me this handwritten script, manuscript that was absolutely beautiful, beautifully written. But he said to me, can I just hold you there, Kevin? He said, Andy, that's my brother. Andy's given me the website. He said, I can't afford, you know, he's from a pensioner, I'm 80 years old. And I said, well, give me the book. I said, I'll read it. And I took the book home, and I usually say to people, give me a couple, you know, 2 or 3 chapters, I'll read through it so I can get a feel for them and what, you know, what they can do. And anyway, I ended up taking the book back to my brother's that night, and I read all of it, and it made me cry. And I thought, wow. And basically the story was, when he was 3 years old, his mum died of TB. He lived in Ireland, and his father was a soldier. And back then they weren't allowed to bring their children up. So him and his brother ended up going in a Catholic care home called the Artane, which is in Dublin. And for 18 years, the physical, mental, and sexual abuse that they went through was just heinous. And that's why I cried. But the message, I've used this word not very often, but in this instance, he'd
Mhm.
written it in such a beautiful way. I felt compelled
Right.
to publish his book. I didn't care about the money, because I thought, he's not the only one. Anyway,
Right.
I give him, I said, I'll come back up the next week, and I said to him, I'm going to publish this. He said, no, I've already told you I haven't got the money. I don't do anything with it. I said,
Right.
I'm not bothered about that. So anyway, I published his book. It went to #1. It ended up 7 countries #1.
Oh, wow.
It's called Third of an Onion. So I remember going to his little apartment, and I said, you know, get your laptop fired up. So he fired it up, and he said, what's this little box here? It's #1. So what do you mean #1? He says, got #1. I said to him, do you think you're J.K. Rowling now? You've written a book? So we're having a laugh, like. And 6 months before, he lost his wife. She passed away on the 50th anniversary. And he sat back in the chair. And I shook his hand. I said, Mark, I said, congratulations. He said, I know it's #1. I said, in 4 countries then. And he just sat back in the chair, and he started to cry. Well, I
Mm.
didn't know what to do. And I thought, so I sort of held his hand. I said, Martin, I said, no, it's okay, mate. I said, yeah, it's great. It's fine. He said, for over 70 years, I've had this pain inside of me. He said, there was stuff in that book that Maureen didn't know. He said, I can go to Maureen now with no pain. And that made me cry. And from that moment, he said to me, I just wish I could pay you. And I said, you just have. And that was the moment in my life when I thought, this is what I'm supposed to do. I can help take people's stories, help them put them in words. It's like recovery. I've had, you know, obviously dozens and dozens of people with, you know, cancers, lost children, marriage breakdown, mental health, and they've published their books, and it's type of therapy. And that's my why. That's why I keep doing this, because I don't know who I'm going to speak to every day. You know, that my VA make calls. I have calls like this. You know, I don't sell. I never sell. It's more about relationships. And I would say that to your listeners more than anything. Don't ever try and sell anybody. Get to know them. Find out a little bit about them, about their business. I've never sold in 13 years. I really haven't. I've got a great, hugely successful business that I've many blessings with, you know. And like I say, that's why I'm still passionate about what I do. You don't have to sell, just be interested in people and what they want to do. And like I say, that's why I do it, because that is my why. My big why is to, you know, give 80% of my money away and live on 20. That's my big goal, you know. So, but yeah, that's a great message I would give to your, you know, your listeners and viewers.
Oh, great. I love it. I love
Hope
it.
that wasn't too long.
No, but you know it. I always said that we had like this magical synergy. You think we've known each other for years,
Yeah.
because the golden question, and anybody that's already listened to the show knows that you just answered it, and it is: if the person your purpose to serve crosses your path, what would you say to them?
There you go then. Always, I mean, my mentor and many mentors say that, you know, everybody tunes into radio with them. WIF, you know, what's in it for me? And it doesn't matter how giving we are, we still think, what can, you know, would that do this for me? And not in a bad way, but you get people that do want it. So I've always said, my mentors have said to me, always make it about the other person. Now, at first you think, well, I don't know. But it's so much easier when you make it about them. Make them feel special, because they are. They're coming to you because, you know, you don't know what's going on in their head, but they're coming to you to not just maybe just publish a book. they may be trying to get over something and they want to put it in a book, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to structure it or even to write it down. You can help them do that. I've just literally had a wonderful testimonial today from somebody. She's wanted to write a book for years, and I pushed her just a little bit, and I said, "Can I just be Lorraine?" Her name is. Her book's, it's available now. It's called "You Are the Phoenix." Years and years and years of abuse from childhood through adulthood, and then she worked in the system. And her book is called "You Are the Phoenix," and it's just come off for #1 now. This last week, and she just gave me a lovely testimonial this morning, and just basically saying, she would have not done it without me. She's tried and thought, no. And I just said to her, you've got a very, very important message. You help people, you coach people to get over trauma. You don't just owe it to yourself, you owe it to the world. And she went, and just like that with her mouth open. And she said, that hit me so much, because I was thinking it's about me. She said, but it really wasn't. And she gave me a beautiful testimonial today, which I've put on my social media now. So look out for that. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so I know that there's going to be somebody out there that says, "Oh my goodness, I have a story in my spirit. I want to impact the world somehow with my story." How do they continue that conversation with you?
Exactly like this. You can go to my website and contact me, book an appointment, and I always stress, as we did when we met. I'd give you my word, and my word's my bond. I'll give you my word. I won't pitch to you. Tell me what you want to do. I can give you, I've got tools, I've got videos, I've got a book template that people use. I can guide you. And like I said to somebody yesterday, if you don't resonate with me, that's absolutely fine. I said, but I'm still here to help you get your book done. Today, she said to me, I made a decision, I'm going to go with you. I said, cool. And she said, do you know why? I said, no. I said, I have no idea why. She said, because you said you'll still be there for me, even if I go elsewhere. And I said, no, I said, I appreciate that. And that's how it is. If it's meant to be, then it's up to me. And that's how I use it.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for your time here on Coaches Making Impact. And thank you for being a coach that's out there really making impact on the lives of others and creating healing in the process. Can't wait to network with you even more. I know this isn't the end of you and I's conversation or chat.
No,
And everyone, thank you again for being here with High Performing Coaches and the podcast Coaches Making Impact. Until next time.